Hey, Rare Elvis Photos. Welcome back to the Priscilla and Elvis Love or Lies series. There's a lot of opinions about Priscilla Presley by myself, and of course, I see the opinions that are put in the comments by you, the fans. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about this and give some of my own thoughts and hear some of your thoughts, kind of going a little bit deeper in detail. So, obviously, Elvis Presley met Priscilla at a very crucial time in his life when he was ripped away from stardom. He was ripped away from his mother. And she had dark hair. She was a very good listener. She was very submissive, which were all things that he looked for. He looked for somebody with the dark hair like his mother, somebody that was understanding. And of course, when you're 14, that she was, and some say she was much more mature for her age. Part of this has to do with the fact that she had just found out that her real father had died, and that the father she lived with was not her father. So it was kind of a perfect recipe for them to connect like they did because, not to get too crazy in details, but Elvis was kind of like a father figure to her. That's just a dynamic of an older guy and a younger female. And back in those days, too, it was fairly normal to even get married at 15 or 16 or 14 and 17. There were ages like that. So, when Elvis went back, he continued to pursue his co-stars. He told Priscilla to date, who she wanted and to have a life. But I think, they talked, and I think that connection that he felt to her because of his mother passing, it kind of rekindled things, and he agreed to have her come over because Priscilla threw fits, and of course, she didn't live with his dad and stepmom Dee. She lived in Graceland, So I think that there was a lot of that knowledge that was found out by Priscilla's parents. There's a lot of people that think that there was a kind of a contract, an unwritten contract, and that if Elvis did not fulfill it, then they were going to spill the beans. That Elvis had potentially been intimate with their daughter at a certain age. Of course, it had destroyed Jerry Lee Lewis's career. Not Jerry, yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis. His career, and Elvis defended Jerry and said, "Hey, I don't see what the problem is if he loves her." So the thing is, this is 1967 now. Anyways, he got married, Priscilla Presley, and he, you can see that he looks happy, she looks happy, but then there's the details out there about all of the other relationships he had, the relationships that she had. So, was it love? Was it lies? Was it a little bit of both? Was he forced to marry Priscilla? Was he really crying the night before? He had to marry her. Or is that just something that somebody made up? That was in the Elvis Presley household. Because some of the people said that he was glad Priscilla was gone, and some people said that he was very sad. So that's kind of why I titled this, Elvis and Priscilla, Love and Lies, because obviously, Elvis was a man and a man's man. So the fact that he got divorced, it kind of had to look like he was okay with it. But was he okay with it? Was he tore up like the Elvis 2022 movie suggests, or was he glad that that the forced relationship was gone, but sad that Lisa Marie Presley was not around all of the time? There's a big dynamic there, and of course, once again, it might have worked for Priscilla for a while, that relationship when she was young, but she rebelled versus Elvis and his kind of like father-like ways, where where he told her how to dress, how to act, how to look, or so the people around him said that that's how he taught her, and how she put it in her book, that basically everything that she did and wore and said and looked was because of Elvis. But she rebelled because she was no longer 14 or 17 or 18. So what I want to know from all of y'all is, was it love? Was it lies? Was it a little bit of both? Was it forced? Was he voluntarily wanting to get married and give up his relationship with Anne Margaret? There's so many dynamics. And of course, the affairs that she had while she was married to Elvis immediately after Lisa was born. So let me know, TCB TLC, make some comments on this page, share it around, and become a member if you can. This is Rare Elvis Photos.